Welcome to Pathway to Success. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Hunter, and this evening we have a great guest in the name of Amanda Brilliant. She's on today. She's the owner of Brilliant Realty Company, and not only that, but she's the owner of several companies, and she's here to inspire you to the next level. Or for those who are viewing us this afternoon, or this evening, I should say, oh yeah, it's not this afternoon, it's this evening. You're in for a treat. This young woman is so gifted. She's an entrepreneur. She's very creative. She's a winner. She's a motivator. And so, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us on Pathway to Success.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. But the question is on my lips, even when I first saw you. Who is Amanda Brilliant?
Well, Amanda Brilliant, she is a woman of knowledge, truth, and understanding. I'm someone who has been sent here with a gift to share with the world and, impact my community. And I do that through the very different ventures of business that I do have.
What motivated you to go into business? What motivated you? There are persons that we find today in schools. They're thinking of becoming the next president of the United States of America. They're thinking of becoming a banker. But you chose a different field. Tell us a little bit more what inspired you to open a reality company, and what inspired you to really go into this field?
Okay, well, business was already in me. It's funny that my mother, she's actually a broker as well.
Really?
Yeah, she was a broker since I was a kid. I remember her studying, for that exam, and then eventually she opened up her own brokerage firm as well. Had several agents working for her, and my father, he was in law enforcement all of my life. So through that, he had an entrepreneurial spirit himself, and got into different ventures along the way. And, I just got the bug, I tried to run from it for many years, but I ended up, in my purpose.
That's amazing, because your father was in law enforcement. That's where you get that no-nonsense side to win. Always pushing to win, right? To achieve your goals and to make your clients happy. And also to make sure that they get the best. And your mother, you said she was a broker.
Yeah.
So with that combination from your mother and your father, they were really the inspiration that catapulted you into this field today.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny seeing them over the years try different things. And my father, he is a go-getter. Like, he'll try anything, and push, for it, and that's one of the things that I've really admired about him, because he was never afraid to try and do. He worked full time in law enforcement, and also, had a business on the side, so just seeing their work ethic, even to this day, me and my mom, we work together in Brilliant Realty. So that's just been a great combination for me, working with both my mom and my dad just in different areas.
I like that. There's a theme work between parents, a family. So this is a family business, really. Brilliant. What your last name is Brilliant too?
Brilliant.
And that's the name of your company.
Yes. brilliant.
Now,
Questions.
another question I wanted to ask you: what are the trials? What are the struggles that you have been through on your way to being a successful business owner today?
I've faced so many challenges in all sorts. One of the main things that people are usually intimidated by are the financial challenges. When you first start a business, they think it takes so much money to start a business, and my experience has taught me that it doesn't necessarily take a lot. It just takes the effort, that you put forth. But financial, I've had little money, I've had no money, and it's by the foundation of God that I was actually able to, get past certain challenges. It's not just the not having enough, it's how to strategize, to get past it.
So, because of your foundation, you've had strong parents who are determined, of course, successful parents. So that set the platform and the foundation for you to have that strength and character to overcome whatever challenges that comes your way. How has being in the realtors business, and you're selling homes, with the COVID-19, all this pandemic, this COVID-19 scenario that has been going across the world and the United States of America, how have that affected your business? Have that affected your sales? Are people still buying? And another question I'd love to ask, is it the time to buy a home or property?
Well, yeah, it's always a time to buy if you have to buy. So that we'll get that one clear first. But as far as the business for me, I haven't really had a great impact from COVID. And the reason, being people still need to buy, people still need to sell their homes. So that really hasn't changed. If anything, you have people who they want property even more because they think that it's a great deal at this time. The only thing I would say is that safety protocols have been put in place, just to keep people, safer during these times. So right now, it's kind of a seller's market. The market is just white hot, so any property that's on the market, there's so much competition. So you have to be very competitive in the offers that you make as a buyer. If you have to buy, go ahead and buy. Just realize it might be a pretty penny that you're paying for the home at this time. So, but for sellers, they're raking the dollars in.
Wow.
Just be mindful.
But also, you own other business. We were speaking off camera. What are the other? Because you are such a success story that not only are you in the realtors business, but there's other business that you mentioned to me. You'd like to share that on this platform this evening? What are the other business that you're in? You seems to be doing everything.
Yeah,
I'm winning at it.
But yeah, I mentioned my father being in law enforcement. Him and I opened a security firm together. And so it's so funny how that came about too. After graduating from college, I couldn't get a job. Like, here I am, college degree, and I felt like, okay, I should be qualified. But putting in applications and all didn't work. Couldn't get hired. So at that point, I decided, I'm going to hire myself. And my dad was just one who, well, you know what, let's go for it. Let's do this business. And we had some barriers initially, but both of us, we said, no, we're a team and we're going to go for it and we're going to keep going for it. no matter what. There's no back to go back to. And that's what we did.
I'd love to ask it. That's awesome. That's awesome. A team effort. So in everything that we do in life, team. There's no I in team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Team is very important. Also, family is very important. And I believe you might as well have started this interview. I recognize that you keep mentioning your parents, and that shows that you have a good support with you as a young businesswoman moving forward. But tell me something. With all that you have achieved so far, what are you working on now? Any new projects? Because you just mentioned two companies already. Is there anything else that you have in mind right now?
Well,
the pipeline.
It's so funny. I've been working on developing a small business network to help other entrepreneurs and small business owners and professionals to come together and really learn about each other. I realized, especially from a lot of like my friends and Facebook friends, everybody has their own thing going on, but not enough people know about it. So I want to be able to just kind of bring people together and help people, develop their businesses and, their brands and just put it out there, because especially in the minority communities, we have the Black community and the islands, and a lot of times people feel like they don't have access to the resources or they don't know. And I just want to be able to help them, get a leg up. That's what I'm about. That's one of the reasons why I love to do what I do, is to help other people, help serve other people.
So you're impacting the community in a very unselfish way. You're also trying to keep people together or bring people together so that more information can be given onto them. They can grow and evolve into their business. And I like that. That's very great. That not much persons have that type of mindset to help others. What challenges in selling homes? As a matter of fact, I've always wondered about this as a realtor. A realtor has to be a great marketer, a great salesman or saleswoman, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been so close to selling a home and it fell through?
Oh, plenty of times. Plenty of times.
How do you bounce back from that as a winner?
It all goes back to your foundation. Because being in business just in general is not for the faint of heart. Like, you have to be strong within yourself. Just the other day I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's just like, I don't understand like how you can be so cool, calm, and collected, and just unmoved by, customers or clients, acting, crazy or being so anxious. And I said, through this, you kind of learn how to just keep it together, and you have to have a strong foundation, or else any and every problem will send you on a roller coaster. Anything. And it's like, no, you have to stay professional. You have to stay just together in it all.
Well, we're going to take a short 5 seconds break, and then we're going to come back to the brilliant, inspirational Amanda Brilliant. We're going to hear some more from her, and I'm sure she, for those who want to join our realtor school, who knows, she may be thinking about that. Who knows, that may be in the pipeline too. You may never know. The sky's the limit for this great woman. Let's go for a commercial break.
Are you ready to look and feel your best about your skin and body? Visit us at Belle Brûlée. We are here at the Mission Lakes Plaza, located near the Sal's Pizza and the deli. Visit us to begin to feel amazing about yourself. We offer wrinkle reduction treatment, Botox, derma fillers, radio frequency, laser hair removal, and so much more. What's unique about Belle Brûlée is that we have a multidisciplinary approach to your care. We offer a team of multidisciplinary specialists who are here to take care of your skincare needs. It's 2021. Come on, join us. Make an appointment now to begin living your best life.
So you won't be tired.
Welcome back to Pathway to Success. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Hunter, and we have the inspirational Amanda Brilliant. I hope that I'm pronouncing the word pretty well. Brilliant, right? That's the pronunciation.
Brilliant.
I like that. Who's the owner of Brilliant Realty, a real estate company. And one of the questions I'm sure many persons would like to ask, what advice would you give to those who would like to start a real estate business?
Yeah. Well, in order to start a real estate business, if you want to be a real estate agent or a broker, first got to get licensed. That's number one. But then two, take time in developing yourself to really get to know the business, get the experience in all sorts of different transactions. That will help, and, just go for it. Open the company. You have a vision that's going to be something to move you, when everything seems to kind of go up and down, you got to make sure that you keep that vision in mind. So that way you can overcome it all. Vision.
What would be the, for someone who desires to open their real estate business, how much, what would the financial figure would be looking on?
Realistically?
You have done it, realistically you have done it, and for those who are their aspiration is to own their own business. How what's the startup capital like?
I mean, in all honesty, I don't think I spent more than maybe $500 to $700.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, when you get started and you don't have much, you learn to be resourceful. So if you really want to make something happen, you'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, people think that you need lots of money to open a business, and you don't. Just a few hundred, if anything, and if you put in that sweat equity, and the effort, you can move it forward. You really can.
So first, invest in getting into doing a realtor's course, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
First, invest in doing a realtor's course. Then, second, invest in studying to pass the course.
Yeah. That process, I would say it was between $600 and $700 when I first got involved at that point. But yeah,
How long does it take to study to become a realtor?
Well, from start to finish, I did it in 2 months.
In 2 months.
Yeah. And so I took a 6-week course. And then I think I studied for like another week or two and then took the exam. And I was licensed within 2 months. And I think maybe like the next week or something, I started with another brokerage.
Oh, that's amazing. How do you impact with this market that we're seeing right now? You say it's a seller's market. Where are you located? Where's Brilliant Realty located?
Okay, well, we're located in Miami, Florida. So it's 39 Northwest 166th Street, suite number 4, right off the Golden Glades Exchange in North Miami Beach.
Right off the Golden Gate Exchange. And have you sold, being in this business, have you sold any multi-million dollar properties? Have you ever sold any we're not looking into your financial background, but what is guaranteed when, if I say for instance, I said I'm going to sign up with Brilliant Realty, what is guaranteed? What can I expect from your company?
Okay, well, first, I'd like to do an initial consultation with each prospect that comes my way, just so we can get to know each other and I can really assess what it is that you're looking for in your needs. You can get to learn how we work, and so in the exchange, we also understand your expectations for this whole process. In that point too, we also break down the market to let you know and understand what's going on, what's the activity like, and how you fit in the market. So that way you don't have unrealistic expectations once we do get started and start viewing property and just looking for your dream home or your investment. So that's our initial stage. And once we get to viewing the property, we take you through the different pros and cons of the homes that we view. You make an offer on whichever you decide for you or your family. And then from there, once it's under contract, I do everything that's behind the scenes. All you have to worry about is showing up when I need you to, signing documents, coordinating with your lender. So all of that, I'm here to make sure that if anything is going on, that I make sure I handle that so you don't have to be anxious or feel, fearful in any sort of way. I'm here to help, get the transaction as smooth as possible for you.
What would you say to someone? I was talking to someone recently and they were telling me they were interested in purchasing a home. And the realtor was saying to the person that they don't have to have an inspection done on the home. Would you suggest that? Because in purchasing something like a home, that's a big investment. Would you suggest no inspection, no evaluation of the home? What would you say to such a person?
Well, our policy, we do not discourage inspections. In fact, we encourage them to get an inspection done. I'm not a professional home inspector. I'm not a contractor. So I can't look at the home and tell you, oh yeah, this is wrong, that's wrong. That's way out of my expertise. Now, when it comes to the value of properties, I can tell you all about that. But when it comes to doing your due diligence, I'm very, particular about that. I like to make sure I'm making well-informed decisions, and I like for my clients to do the same. So I would push for an inspection, especially if they don't know or this is their first home. That's something to have in your pocket. It's risk management.
Yeah, whether it's the first home, a second, or a fifth, or a sixth home, inspection. So when that was said to me, I said, "Oh my word! I have to ask Amanda about that because that's one of the most absurd thing I've ever heard. No inspection on all these things. I thought that was really out of character of a realtor making such a suggestion. And what would you say to a person if you have a realtor that you have employed or you have said, I don't want to put you into the problems now, but if such a person should say to you, you're interested in purchasing a home, you don't need to get it inspected, we don't need to get it evaluated, just go in, it's a seller's market, right? We have 60 persons that want the same home. What is the advice that you would give as a professional and as a professional in this business?
Well, one, I always advise that any buyer looking to purchase, you need to make sure, one, you trust your professional. If there's anything that makes you feel, uneasy about the person you're working with, do your research. Find someone who you fit with. That's why we're here. Every realtor is different. You won't always get the same level of service. And if you're spending your hard-earned money, you better believe that you want the best bang for your buck. You want someone who has integrity. You want someone who has your best interest at heart, not just let me hurry up and sell a house. And I think that's what sometimes people get fearful of. They think that all real estate agents are just salespeople, looking for a check. And that isn't the case. We're all different. You just have to be able to find which one works well with you.
Everybody's really looking for a check, but at the end of the day, we want to know that within the industry there are persons that care for the clients, because buying a home is a big investment. It's bigger than even buying a car, and you want to know that whatever you purchased, that you get the right advice from your realtor. And if you're looking for a great realtor, I would recommend Brilliant Realty, Amanda Brilliant and her company. They would direct you in the right way. They would assure that your time with them in purchasing a home would be one of great great advice, direction and wisdom, and also one where you'll never have any fear, because you do have your clients' interests at heart.
Yeah.
Because you want to know within this industry that when you do good things, it will follow you, and then a lot of persons will come back and speak about what you have done for them. Any plans for the community that you're in? You're in the Miami area. You're around a lot of wealthy, famous people, a lot of multi-million-dollar properties down there. We have actors, musicians, professional athletes, all of that there.
I told you, come on, let's get you that $40-50 million home down in Miami.
Down in Miami? Have you chosen where in Miami? I really, I want to really be among the best.
Listen, the only thing that we need is for you to just come on down, okay? You want
For me to
Stone
come on
Island,
down.
you want Fisher Island, I mean, whatever.
There's a place down there by the name of Fisher Island. Wow. I didn't know that.
If you
I
really
need to come there.
that's true.
Are you open on Memorial Day? I'm sure you're not.
In real estate, you're never really off.
You're never really off. I like that. That is a winner. You have heard it from the best, one of the best in the business, a well-accomplished entrepreneur, businesswoman, Mrs. Amanda Brilliant. A real gift. One who has such great wisdom and knowledge in the real estate business, and she has now stepped into the security business. I asked you a question earlier on. Will you be bodyguarding one day a Michael Hunter or one of the famous rappers, basketball players,
Listen,
movie
if you
star?
want lifeguard services, we can do that for you. Give her a call.
All we need to do is give you a call. Inspiration. Word of inspiration. What would you say to those who they've been aspiring? They're now in the business, but they have not sold anything. They've made maybe 7 tries and they have not had any success. How would you motivate them to continue?
Real estate can be a definite emotional roller coaster for people. But I can say this. Initially, my first transaction took about 6 months before I saw the effect. Okay. And even then, it was very small. But I continued. At this point, you got to understand why you're in the business in the first place. You know, wherever you find your purpose, success will be there. You know, so if you understand who you are and you know that there's a purpose for you to be in this business, just keep going, you will succeed. And that's universal for any business, any industry. You know, as long as you know that I was born to do this, you will succeed.
I like
Keep
that.
going.
I like that. Determination. Keep your eyes on the prize. Continue to push until something happens, right? And be patient with your clients. In closing, I remember that I was I went and looked at about 24 properties before I bought my home that I'm living in now. But at that time, the person who was working with, they had a lot of patience with me. I'm not the easiest buyer, and not somebody that easily is going to splash out money, just quickly like that to purchase anything. It has to work. It has to be something that I'm seeing that, well, this is a lifelong investment, and if I invest in this, I must can know that this investment, if one day I decide to sell, what would you say to those who are watching today in purchasing property? Should we look for properties that, if we should decide to sell in a year from now, we can make but more on the property?
See, the funny thing is, a lot of times, people, they're buying their primary residence, and so they kind of get emotionally attached in buying. It's a completely different mindset when you go from buying the home you want to live in and then buying a property specifically for investment. So the home I want to live in, most people think, oh, I want, nice and spacious. I want it all updated and brand new. And, I want a nice yard and pool and, all the amenities. And for someone who has an investment property in mind, they think, okay, what are the numbers? How can I make money back next year? So it's 2 different mindsets. And you got to think, okay, can I live in something that's decent, that I can resell and improve in value later? Or do I need all of the bells and whistles now? And I might have just a small, increase later on. So you got to make your decision and be real with yourself.
And in closing, when it comes down to investment, and you're under, yes, you have a real estate business. What is the best direction to go in the housing? Should we go for buying a complex, buying a complex where we are building a complex, or buying a complex where you look at it and say, well, if I buy a complex, I can rent this out, and from there make back the money, right? or sell this and purchase more? What is your expertise on that?
Well, at this moment, I look at investment. In my opinion, rental property
Rental
is best for those who are looking for stable income. So that you're going to get paid every month. Look to buy and hold. Now, the number of units in a property depends on your budget. If you have, the $50,000-$60,000 plus to buy big multifamily properties, go ahead, go for it. But if you're working with a much smaller budget, then you might want to stick with, the duplex or triplex, until things kind of slow down, price-wise in the market. Because commercial property, which is 5 units or more, that requires at least a 20 to 30% down payment, depending on your lender. So you have a little bit more flexibility in the 4 units or less for rental property. So you can probably get away with less than 20% down.
Great advice from the best in the business. Well, you've heard her this evening on Pathway to Success. Mrs. Amanda Brillant, owner of her own real estate business, Brillant Realty, and she is, what can I say, super knowledgeable. She has a winning formula. What we've listened to a young woman who have persevered, but a young woman who came from a structured family background. Support is very important. In moving forward in life, we all need to have a great foundation. And it's evident because of your foundation that you have had, it has been the catalyst to you being so successful this evening. I want to thank you so much, Miss Amanda, for joining us on Pathway to Success. And keep on doing what you're doing. Any plans for the community? Do your company give back to the community? How do you impact your community around you? In where you're at?
Yeah, one of the things that we do is in giving back to our community. And so whether it's by donation or whether it's sweat equity, we do give back to our surrounding communities as well. One of the things that we look to do as well is helping rebuild people in our communities. So, if people are looking for, encouragement, help, whatever, I'm here as a resource to all of those around me. So, yeah, if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to contact me. I'm here to help.
Well, you hear it from Miss Amanda Brillant. As we close this evening broadcast, I want to inspire you today. Whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, keep on being inspired. I want you to tune in to Pathway to Success every Sunday evening at 5:30 p.m. and get inspiration from persons like Mrs. Amanda Brillant, who have been inspired just by a thought, a desire to do something, and today she has stepped into the winning formula. She's her own boss. She's the one that writes a check, and she's here helping our community.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being on our broadcast.
Awesome.
That's it.